If you are visiting Halifax, Nova Scotia by cruise, one excursion you may consider purchasing is the Peggy's Cove and Hop On Hop Off adventure. This video can also be helpful if you are visiting on your own and looking for sites to explore during your time in Halifax. Welcome to Sarah's Scuba and Travel channel. This excursion leaves as soon as the ship is cleared by customs. You will exit the ship and Pier 22 to board a motor coach. The bus we were on was a double-decker bus. I recommend making your way to the top of the bus for better views of the scenery. There will be a guide on your bus who will point out important landmarks as you make your way through downtown Halifax. For example, we passed the Veterans Cemetery and Our Lady of Sorrows Chapel. With the foundation laid, workers in various areas of construction volunteered their time to remarkably construct this chapel in just one day. As the bus makes its way out of downtown Halifax, you will enter the suburbs and eventually into more rural areas. These residents experience a variety of wildlife appearing on their property throughout the year, but the views of the coves are the most popular feature of this area. As you make your journey, you will see a variety of freshwater lakes on the right side of the bus and saltwater coves on the left. If I can recommend a side to sit on, I recommend the left. They always had the beautiful views of the fishing villages and saltwater coves. Eventually, you will arrive in Peggy's Cove with the picturesque views of colorful homes on hills and the St. John's Anglican Church. You will pass the home of William de Garth, who started carving a tribute to fishermen in a slab of granite next to his home. The sculpture was supposed to take 10 years to complete. He started it in 1977 and passed away in 1983. Unfortunately, he did not finish his artwork and the government decided not to complete it, so that it remained his original work. Make sure you get a good view of the carving from the bus or take a walk over during your time at Peggy's Cove. Once the bus was parked, we were given 1 hour to experience and explore the area. Our first stop was the gift shop. Not that we're big souvenir shoppers, but we were there for the cancellation stamp. See, Peggy's Cove used to have a post office, which means they have a cancellation stamp that you can have stamped into your passport. This is a highly sought after stamp by collectors and a free souvenir for you. Make your way to the second floor of the gift shop and head to the right. Kindly ask the cashier for the stamp and they will happily stamp your passport for you. This was the best souvenir I could have received from my visit, and it was free. Next, make your way out to the lighthouse. This is one of the most, if not the most, photographed lighthouses in the world. Most likely there will be a lot of visitors during your visit. You may not get the perfect picture without others in your photo. Don't get discouraged. There will probably be a lot of buses there that day. Enjoy the beauty of this location. As a warning, for your own safety, do not climb on the rocks, especially the darker parts of the rocks which are covered in slippery algae and plants. Stay on the man-made paths. Every year there are rogue waves that come through here and take visitors out to sea with the strong undercurrents. Unfortunately, there is no saving someone if they slip in and fall into the water. The currents are so strong they will immediately carry the person out to sea. Don't risk it. Once you have enjoyed the lighthouse, take some time to explore the area in St. Margaret's Bay. There's a small fishing village and dock which makes for some nice photography. There's about 30 residents that live in Peggy's Cove. There are also various shops and eateries selling lobsters, which is one of the main catches here, along with bluefin tuna. So you might want to grab a little snack during your visit. The road to Peggy's Cove is one big loop. Therefore, most likely you will not return the same way that you came. Your tour will continue on the loop, which is why I say it's better to sit on the left side of the bus, as you will not get to see the sights you missed during your journey out to the cove on your return trip. Most of the sites remain on the left side of the bus. One of these sites is the memorial to victims of Swiss Air Flight 111 that landed off the coast of Peggy's Cove. In addition, there are other fishing villages and harbors along the way. Once you arrive back at Pier 22, you will disembark the bus and join the Hop On Hop Off bus. Our guide gave us a map and sticker tickets when we boarded the bus at Peggy's Cove. The benefit of the Hop On Hop Off bus is that you can get transport to many of the attractions in Halifax, customizing your own itinerary. The entire route without getting off takes 90 minutes, so you will most likely have to make choices about which sites are most important to you to stop and enjoy. Or you may decide to just stay on and ride the route. I will tell you that you have most likely seen most of these sites from the bus to Peggy's Cove, so I don't know that staying on the bus and just riding the route is the best option. If you are not interested in visiting Peggy's Cove, you can purchase a ticket for the hop-on, hop-off bus only. I do not recommend purchasing this through the cruise ship as it will most likely cost you more. You can purchase tickets on your own once you exit the pier, just on the other side of the green train car. The benefit of purchasing the tickets through the cruise is that you will be one of the first groups off the ship, as all passengers with shore excursions get to disembark before the rest of the passengers. However, if this doesn't matter to you, then you might want to save some money purchasing the tickets on your own. The first stop that we got off at was stop number 4, which is St. Mary's Basilica. This is a beautiful basilica which you can explore on the outside and then make your way into the sanctuary through the side door. The sanctuary is not as large as others that you may have explored in the past, but the altar and stained glass are beautiful. I love to visit churches, cathedrals, and other places of worship during my travels. Once you're done exploring the church, you can explore the graveyard across the street. We did not go in, but we appreciated it from the other side of the wrought iron fence. You can choose to wait for another bus to hop on at this point. However, our next destination was the Halifax Public Gardens. This is stop number 5 on the hop-on, hop-off route. The gardens were 0.4 miles from the Basilica, so we decided to walk. As we started our walk, a bus arrived at stop 4. We actually made it to the gardens about the same time as the bus was letting out the passengers at stop 5, so it wasn't too much of a difference in time. The Halifax Public Gardens are Victorian gardens, so you will see a lot of circles and curves in the layout of the flower beds, along with fountains, bridges, statues, and gazebos. Halifax prides itself on being a city of many firsts in Canada, and these public gardens were a first of their kind in Canada. The 18 acres were a place to be seen walking the gardens and enjoying music from military bands in the 1840s and 50s. Some of the trees that were planted by the first settlers still stand today and are highly protected by the Haligonians. Take some time to stroll through the park, enjoying the flowers, sculptures, and pond. If you want to go on the bus at this point, you will want to make your way out of the park at the Horticultural Hall Plaza along Spring Garden Road. Item 10 on the park map. However, this is not what we did. Our next destination was the Halifax Citadel National Historic Site, which is stop 6 on the hop-on, hop-off bus. Therefore, we walked again. We exited through the northeast corner at Saxville Street and South Park Street of the park. The Citadel is directly across the street. However, you will need to climb the hill to get to the entrance. If you want easier access, I recommend taking the bus, as it will drop you off at the top of the hill by the east entrance. Otherwise, you can climb the hill and enter via the west entrance like we did. You will need to purchase a ticket to enter the Citadel. At the time of our visit, the cost was $13.25 Canadian per adult. Using our credit card, the exchange rate was in our favor, and it ended up costing a total of $19.47 US for 2 adults. I recommend paying the fee and enjoying some time here, if old forts and military history interest you. Halifax is surrounded by water and is the second largest harbor in the world. The British were in constant battle with the French over this area of Canada. Therefore, they built multiple forts to defend the harbor, the Citadel being the largest and most impressive. British troops lived at the Citadel in 1869, and it was an active military installation for over 200 years. You can explore a variety of exhibits describing the history of the fort, as well as original rooms like the school, the gunpowder room, or what's also called the South Magazine, and the guard room and main gate. Climb the steps and explore the top of the walls with the cannons and signal posts as well. During our visit, they had demonstrations where you could shoot blanks from a modified version of the original rifles. In addition, they fire the cannons at noon every day. There is quite a bit to explore here, so watch your time if you have other stops you would like to visit before you are required to be back on board your ship. For us, we were done at this point, so we exited through the east entrance and made our way down the steps past the Halifax town clock and strolled down the steep Carmichael Street. This will take you through the Grand Parade, which is a historic military parade square. Here you will find the Halifax City Hall on the north side and St. Paul's Anglican Church on the south side. Continue down George Street just past Hollis Street and you will find stop number 10 for the Hop On Hop Off bus. We picked up the bus to make our way back to the pier. There is so much to do in Halifax. You will have to make choices on what you are most interested in visiting. Other options from the Hop On Hop Off bus that came highly recommended were the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic and the Fairview Lawn Cemetery with the Titanic Grave Sites. If you are looking to stay close to the pier, you can explore the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21, right next to Pier 22. You can also pick up the boardwalk from the pier and stroll the boardwalk, enjoying the shops and restaurants along the way. Another site near the pier that came highly recommended was the Farmers Market, which you will find at the other end of the pier. You may want to check the days and times before making your way over to make sure that it's actually operating on the day of your visit. Finally, you can take a ferry to George's Island and do a tunnel tour of the fort. You will most likely be able to view the island from your cruise ship. I got this shot while our ship was being cleared in the morning. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you enjoy your time in Halifax. There is a lot more to experience than what is mentioned in this video, and I hope it helps you to plan your time in this beautiful city, especially if it's only for a few hours. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. If you would like to support future productions, please donate using the Super Thanks button or buy me a snack using the link in the description below. Please join the Facebook group and follow me on Instagram for more content.